Hey everyone, and welcome to the Chapter and Verse, your favorite espionage deep dive. Today's episode is an absolute treat because we're unpacking every dark twist and layered subplot in Mick Herron's The Secret Hours. This is more than just spy fiction. It's a critique of institutional memory, moral decay, and the ghosts of the Cold War.
And if you think this is just a filler prequel to the Slough House series, oh no. This is a heavyweight on its own. It digs into the past with a scalpel, not a shovel. You'll laugh, you'll gasp, and you'll maybe lose a bit of faith in MI5 along the way.
So we open with two unassuming civil servants, Claire and Malcolm, summoned to a hidden-away department in Whitehall. No signage, no clear mandate, just a vague invitation to a review. Already, we're in murky territory.
Absolutely. This part is textbook Mick Herron. You're thrown into the shadows and expected to figure it out yourself. The writing oozes with quiet tension. The department is supposedly assessing MI5's historical operations, but nothing feels above board.
Claire plays it cool, but you sense she's hiding something, and that's because she is. The twist, which we won't reveal just yet, makes rereading these chapters a whole new experience.
Let's jump back to Berlin, late Cold War. Herron masterfully sets the scene. Gray skies, paranoia, and informants everywhere. Our main character here is Monk, a hardened MI5 operative. He's tasked with extracting an asset from East Berlin.
But the mission isn't official. It's a favor done through back channels, and it's messy. The operation ends in tragedy. Their asset is captured, and Monk kills another British agent, Julian, supposedly to prevent him from talking.
And here's the key. Monk's murder of Julian isn't clean-cut. There's a question hanging over it. Did Monk have orders? Was Julian a liability? Or did Monk act out of panic?
Exactly. This single act becomes the rotten root from which the entire present-day plot grows.
Back in the present, Claire and Malcolm start digging. The files they're reviewing feel cherry-picked, sanitized, and the people above them, especially Sir Peter Judd, a polished but slippery figure, clearly have something to hide.
And Claire, who we now know as Charlotte, isn't here by accident. She has her own mission. She wants to uncover the truth about what happened in Berlin. Why? Because she has personal ties to Monk.
That's the big twist. Monk is her father.
Right, and she grew up in the shadow of his disgrace. Monk was quietly removed from service, never publicly charged, but never cleared. His entire career boiled down to one line in a sealed report.
What's beautiful here is the emotional layering. Charlotte isn't just a bureaucrat, she's a daughter seeking closure. And as the inquiry deepens, the lines between professional duty and personal revenge blur.
Let's pause and talk about what the Berlin chapters say about Cold War intelligence culture. It was brutal. There's this overwhelming sense that agents were just tools, used, discarded, buried.
And loyalty meant obedience, not morality. If you asked too many questions, you weren't trustworthy. The institutions weren't protecting the country, they were protecting themselves.
You get that especially with Ingrid Tearney, the former MI5 chief. She's still pulling strings in the present day, trying to erase anything that could tarnish her record.
Her presence is ghost-like. She's not always in the room, but you feel her influence everywhere.
In the middle chapters, we're introduced to a brilliant side plot, a hidden cassette tape of Monk's field confession. This is the closest thing to a smoking gun, a tape recorded during a late-night breakdown where he lays out his side of the Berlin debacle.
And it's tragic. Monk is broken, paranoid, and barely holding it together. But he's also clear. He didn't go rogue. He did what he was told. He followed orders, unofficial ones, which means MI5 hung him out to dry.
Charlotte finds this tape through a network of retired spooks, each more cynical than the last. These characters are gems, weary, sharp-tongued, and full of dark humor.
It's vintage Herron. No James Bond glamour here, just old men in bad pubs keeping secrets like war trophies.
So the tension starts to climb. Malcolm begins to realize that Claire is not who she says she is. He confronts her, and instead of lies, she gives him the truth.
That scene is fantastic. Two colleagues, locked in a sterile room, suddenly on opposite sides of an invisible war. But instead of betrayal, there's respect. Malcolm becomes her unexpected ally.
Together, they trace the scandal up the ladder to Ingrid Tearney and Sir Peter Judd. They confront them with the tape, the documents, everything. But here's the kicker. Nothing happens. Justice doesn't win. The system absorbs the truth, seals it, and moves on.
In the final stretch, Charlotte resigns. Her mission is over, but not because she failed, because she understands now that the system was never meant to reveal the truth.
The last scene is poetic. She walks out of the building, leaving her badge on the table. No fanfare, just silence. And as she disappears into the London fog, we realize she did what her father couldn't. She faced the truth and lived.
It's a quiet triumph, not a happy ending, but a necessary one.
Let's break down the themes quickly. Institutional memory, governments rewrite history to protect themselves. Moral ambiguity, no one is innocent, choices are never black and white. Legacy, Monk's past shaped Charlotte's present, trauma is inherited. And the price of truth, knowing isn't the same as justice, sometimes it's just survival.
And don't forget loyalty versus accountability, a recurring tension. Do you stay loyal to a broken system, or do you risk everything to hold it accountable?
So, final verdict. For me, this is Herron at his most ambitious. It's not flashy, but it's devastatingly effective. Every chapter reveals a new layer, and every silence says something loud.
Absolutely. It's cold, clever, and deeply human. If Slough House is the satire, The Secret Hours is the elegy, a quiet masterpiece for those willing to listen carefully.
And on that note, dear listeners, we'll wrap it up here. Whether you're a spy fiction fanatic or a fan of literary thrillers, read The Secret Hours. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and that whisper stays with you.
And on that note, dear listeners, we'll wrap it up here. Whether you're a spy fiction fanatic or a fan of literary thrillers, read The Secret Hours. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and that whisper stays with you.